Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to A Better World with Adrienne. If you are new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so happy to just welcome you into this space, this network, this community of souls. And if you have been here for years and years and years, welcome back. As always, I am so excited and grateful to be here. Thank you for pressing play. We are living in the attention economy. Your attention, your energy is your most precious and valuable currency. So, the fact that you press play on this today to nourish your mind, your body, your soul, your spirit, to gain insights, to have a breakthrough, to up level, to grow, I don't take it for granted. And it's my deepest intention and commitment that every single episode you can receive a breakthrough that will change the trajectory of your life. Now, it's up to you if you're going to make moves on that, right? Because disruption follows intention. What do I mean by that? That's a quote. I can't remember who first said that, but when you when you set an intention for your life, everything that does not match that will be disrupted, aka the relationships, ways of being, habits, patterns that are blocking you from that intention, that desire, that divine assignment, that dream, that soul mission on your heart, and vision for what your unique purpose will do for our planet, for humanity. Everything that doesn't match that will be disrupted. And this is a big reason why every single person that I've met in my life, they say they want to change their lives in one way or another, right? And the premise of this podcast is a better world automatically goes off the principle that our world gets to be improved, that there are changes that we want to be making to the planet we live on, the way we commune with Mother Earth, the way we commune with ourselves, our spiritual lives, our physical lives, okay? Things can be better. They can be even better. That means change. Why does everybody say they want change and rare is the soul that actually changes? Because most people are unwilling to allow their lives to be disrupted in such a way that their intention, their dream, their commitment becomes real. So I'm really excited for today's episode. And before we get into today's topic, if you feel called to go deeper with me, there are two ways that you can do so right now. One, I'm enrolling new one-on-one clients into one-on-one Lux. This is for you if you want to work with me in high proximity, custom, concierge, bespoke, one-on-one healing, coaching, mentorship, shamanic energy work, astrology, literally everything to catapult you into your next level of self-actualization in April 2026. You can apply through the link in the show notes. I am also enrolling the final spaces for the Greece Atlantis New Earth activation happening in June on the islands in Greece. It is 6 days of alchemical ancient transformation. It's a complete identity shift. It's a complete trajectory shift. It's the power that we can only do in person, collapse time in person on sacred land in days of adventure, ritual, ceremony, high performance, deep healing. If you feel called to Greece, apply through the link in the show notes. On today's altar, I have two red roses representing Mary Magdalene, also representing the divine feminine and the divine masculine sacred geometry. What sets this podcast apart is that it's not just a podcast, it's a transmission. And part of the ancient codes, which is what I teach, what I believe in, what I embody, what this movement of New Earth Elite is all about. By the way, New Earth Elite is this movement. It is a fleet of souls that are birthing a better world together, not just being successful, not just being someone living your soul purpose, but really stepping forward into being the spiritual endurance athlete You came here to be as the 1% of the 1%, fusing high performance and spiritual mastery to 100x your divine assignment, 100x your soul mission on repeat, 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 repeat. So when you become my client, when you join this movement, when you join my world, this is what you're stepping into. It's the training, it's really the secret weapons special sauce that, most people are missing. And you're not like everyone else. You're here to lead, you're here to go first. And this is the training room, the healing temple, all in one fell swoop where you do that. And one of the ways that we work with source, universe, God source energy is we are in daily relationship with the ancient codes, one of which is making altars. I set an altar every single day that live my life. My whole life is an altar. My clothes are an altar. My body's an altar. I set an altar for the podcast because it's saying thank you in advance, which is very important to today's topic. Today's topic is how to receive the miracle of now. How do you receive the miracle of now? I'm going to get into that. On the altar, though, is these two red roses representing passion, heart, action, divine feminine, divine masculine. There's sacred geometry there's a renaissance of sacred geometry being summoned on our planet right now, requiring both the fusion of the divine feminine and masculine within each of us. However, if you are in a male body or if you're in a female body, and it's more about energy, not gender. And, if you're someone who's going to cancel me based on talking about the masculine and feminine energetics, then we are not aligned. And that's fine. I'm literally not for everyone. Something that I have come really to terms with and really just honestly have become obsessed with and cherished about me and this movement in a new way is that we are not for everyone and we are too much for most people. I'm going to say that again. We are not for everyone and we are too much for most people. When you are the 1% of the 1% and you are living your life as a spiritual endurance athlete, and you know that right now is the spiritual Olympics, you are not going to think like most people. You are not going to act like most people. You are not going to work out like most people. You're not going to run your business like most people. You are not going to feed yourself like most people. You are going to do elite things over and over and over and over and over. And most people won't get it. That's okay. Thought leaders are misunderstood by the masses. So a deeper level and a really big understanding of like, you are too much for most people. Most people cannot handle your light. And that's by design, right? You are here for a specific, unique, elite frequency. You are here to lead. You are not here to make sense to the masses. And part of this is the sacred geometry of really reclaiming this renaissance of the divine feminine and the divine masculine within you. And then the energy that you are called to steward more in this lifetime. So for me, for example, I am in a female body. I have a very strong masculine energy that I use in business, that I use in channeling. I teach holy habits. It's also all very masculine. What's the point of it though? So that my feminine magic, muse, creativity, quantum manifestation has a structure to flow through, right? My greatest work and embodiment in this lifetime is the divine feminine frequency and being a representative and embodiment of what that really means in a world that is hijacked by wounded feminine energy, which is what? Victim consciousness, gossip, low self-worth, no boundaries, all these things. Same thing with the divine masculine. It's all about, wounded masculine is anger, war, violence, aggression. Divine masculine, protector, manifester, builder, architect, provider, right? So that's really the energy that's on the altar. Today's episode is called How to Receive the Miracle of Now. And I felt really inspired to create this episode based on a story, something that happened in my life. And it's been specifically in the week leading up to me recording this podcast. And I was actually, I always record my podcasts on Mondays because Mondays are ruled by the moon and Mercury. The moon is our inner world, and Mercury is the planet of communication. And I always drop my every single week I drop a podcast on Wednesday, no matter what. Wednesday is the day ruled by the planet Mercury, and Mercury is communication, right? So I do everything living in divine timing. Divine timing is when you join New Earth Elite, I teach you how to live in divine timing. Divine timing is not something that you say, "Oh, I'm just waiting for divine timing." No, it's something you study and you leverage on repeat, repeat, repeat for how it's impacting you, for how it's impacting the collective, for how it's impacting the unique blueprint of your body and the unique blueprint of your business. And literally, there's so much I could go into about that. I think I have several episodes about divine timing. You can just search it in the queue. I was wondering, I'm like, what is my podcast going to be this week? Because I dropped a bonus episode last week if you have not listened to it yet, especially if you are listening to this episode in April 2026, go listen to that bonus episode. It's called April 2026 Seismic Shifts. The energy of April 2026 is kind of like March 2020, except 100x more important, 100x more extreme. And not only is it the most important month energetically of all of 2026, I would dare to say, and I will put my stake in the ground for this one, that it is the most important month in the whole trajectory leading to 2028. And that's what we do here in New Earth Elite. We're not talking about horoscopes. We're not looking at everything a little piece. We look at the micro and the macro view, the long arc of history in energy. So if you haven't listened to that, that's really important. Like put that first up to listen to. So I was like, what is my episode gonna be? And I kind of had, not kind of, I had an unraveling moment yesterday actually where I had a deep realization of a pattern that I was noticing in myself that was deeply uncomfortable. I honestly felt embarrassed about it when I realized it. And I said, I'm going to teach about this on the podcast because something that I think a lot of people get wrong about me, especially people, the thing is, people who work with me understand this deeply. People that just watch me online and judge from a distance and never get in the game themselves, they get this wrong about me. They project about me like, "Oh, she has everything figured out. She's perfect, blah 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 blah." It's like, no, the reason I have such a wealth of information and teachings to share that change my clients' lives over and over and over and over and over again, um, is because I have traversed so much and continue to traverse so much in my life. I struggled with addiction, substance abuse for 10 years from 14 to 24. I had a near-death experience at 16. Like, I achieved my biggest dream at 27 in classical music and then realized, "Oh, now that I'm the best in the world at this, I can walk away because it's not actually my soul path." Like, I'm not saying this to list off like, "Oh, I'm so epic." I'm saying this because I have been through some shit. And my story is my medicine and it continues to be. So, the way that human beings learn and with the way I learn and the way I teach is through story. A lot of this has to do with the fact that I'm a Leo sun and I have my Jupiter in Leo, which is conjunct my sun. Leo's all about I am. It's about the performer. It's about storytelling. And so I was in this moment of like I'm in a major season of growth. I'm in phase two of my current like insane 100x up level, right? And if you know anything about me, and I guarantee you can relate to this on some level if you're listening to this episode, you are extremely ambitious. You're extremely ambitious, and you're not ambitious in like, oh, I've got to fill a void or something's wrong. This is just who you are. Like, you know that being the best, there is a deep coding within you about being the best version of yourself and how that's literally one of the main points of being alive is being the best version of you possible. And you would rather die than not go for what you want, right? This is I've noticed in all of my most successful clients, and this frequency of New Earth Elite is like you're extremely ambitious. And if you want more on my teachings on this topic, I have a whole episode. It's called, what is it called? High Performance and Spirituality Are Synonyms, I believe it's called. I am extremely ambitious. And so I noticed myself, I just booked this most amazing trip where I'm going to be staying by the ocean. I'm going to be doing another 2-day immersion with my teacher. I am going to be staying somewhere really incredible, like I said, right on the ocean. And it's sooner than I thought I was going to be able to book another trip like this. I'm in a season of very accelerated growth and methodically laying a very specific quantum foundation for my life. And I'll share about it more as things unfold. It's not ready to be shared right now. However, I booked this most amazing trip and I feel so grateful and I feel so excited. However, what I noticed is that I was already on to the next thing. I was already on to, okay, I have this booked for April. What am I going to do in May? How am I going to get to this event in May? What about this summer? What about, ABCDE happening in Europe? What about my visa? What about this? What about that? And I did not allow myself to receive the miracle that was, oh my goodness, I just got to book another beautiful, abundant, amazing adventure where I get to honestly follow my dream and my obsession and my soul mission, where I get to go to the most abundant, beautiful places on this planet, where I get to study deeply with my teacher and like be in rooms with other souls on this frequency of spirituality and ambition all in one. And I just noticed myself, I was like already on to the next thing. And I was perceiving overflow as overwhelm. And so what I want to share in this episode, like honestly, I was booking this trip and I wasn't feeling abundant. I was starting to feel lack because I was like, yeah, 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 cool, April. What about May? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, what about June? What about July? What about, and like on to the next thing. And this is what I want to share. I want to just share a bunch of breakthroughs and downloads and golden nuggets for you about how to receive the miracle of now, because that is the frequency and the lesson that I'm learning right now. And the thing is, no matter how amazing you are, no matter what level you're at, right? And I say this to my clients, I don't like literally, I don't care what your net worth is. First of all, you have barely scratched 1 ounce of your potential yet. Like, I literally don't care what you've done so far. You've barely scratched the surface of your potential. Now, what you've done is amazing? Yes. And there's always a different layer and a different frequency and a different flavor of these lessons, right? And the more that the energy accelerates as we move forward in 2026, as we move forward all of 2027 to 2028, because 2028 is going to start a whole new energetic cycle. So we had 2020 to 2025. Now we're in the 2-year compressed version, 2026 to 2028. And then honestly, all bets are off. I can't fully speak on 2028 and beyond. right now. First, because I don't have the astrology in front of me, and second, things are unfolding so quickly. However, what I want you to know is that the energy accelerates and ratchets up. Um, it's going to be easier to spiral into chaos, spiral into mediocrity, spiral into all of these patterns that, you know, bring you into alignment with dark forces rather than the forces of light. Scarcity, lack, overwhelm are all lies of dark forces. So this is the context of why I want to share this and just some golden nuggets. Like first of all, celebration leads, success follows. This has been one of my leading mantras since honestly, this was the mantra of how I created my first ever 20K plus month in business. And this was back in 2022. And I remember I was like, I'm going to do this differently. I had just had, it went really quick. Like once you get to a certain level, it goes really quick and it's just about can I maintain this and just compound again and again and again? And can I do it easier? Can I do it more joyfully? All of this. I had just had my first 10K plus month. And then like less than 3 months later, I started going into the 20Ks and the rest is history. And I said, okay, I'm going to just celebrate more and I'm going to celebrate in advance. If I celebrate every single moment as like a thank you, as a gratitude, as a just like a throwing a party because I'm alive, and then success will automatically follow. If you're not celebrating what you already have right now, it's literally impossible for you to receive the next iteration. So I realized that I was and it's a beautiful thing because I'm so focused and I know you can relate to this, but it's like we get so focused on our goals and our dreams and our ambitions that we're like already in the next moment where it's like, have you fully received what literally just happened? Like, did you fully receive that you just booked this luxury trip for yourself way sooner than you thought? Like, did you receive that? Or was it just a box to be checked and then you're off to the next thing and you didn't actually receive that? Right? What you're experiencing right now is something your previous self literally prayed for, literally dreamed of. And if you cannot receive this, then you will never create the next level, or you'll get something for the next level and then it won't be permanent. It'll be a flash and it'll disappear because it was built from lack. So celebration leads, success follows. You prayed for this, okay? How to receive the miracle of now. Now is the only thing we ever have. If you are living in the future, that's anxiety. I noticed that I was in anxiety and I'm like, "Oh my God, I am like the top advisor to high net worth founders, visionaries, CEOs. How could I be in anxiety? Like, this is my zone of genius." And I was like, oh, new level, new devil, baby. It showed up in a new, sneaky way. And by the way, how was I able to identify this? I'm going to get into the exact how, but first, I have incredible mentors around me who I asked to show me my blind spots. And I did digital detox and I did breath work. And that's the only way I was able to identify this sneaky little sabotage thing I was doing. Um, if you're living in the future, you're in anxiety. If you're living in the past, you are depressed. Literally, the only thing we ever have is now. If you cannot receive the miracle of now, you cannot receive anything in your life. I'm going to repeat that. If you cannot receive the moment of now fully, with nourishment, with abundance, like, wow, I have this breath. Look around your physical environment right now. Are you receiving it? Are you receiving the beautiful, clean water that you're drinking? Are you receiving the flowers that you're looking at? Are you receiving the sunlight? Are you receiving, like, even if it's raining, are you receiving the nourishment of rain? Do you know that people right now are being like have deep drought and deep desert environments and like wildfires? They're praying for rain. And you're like, why is it raining? If you cannot receive now, you will never receive anything because everything and anything exists in the now. Time, space, and motion are not real. All we ever have is now. And this is when you become the grounding place for miracles, and miracles find you, and you call miracles into your field, right? How to receive the miracle of now. Digital detox is required. So I did not receive clarity. I think that I was in this pattern without realizing it for about a week. And I knew that something was off. First of all, when you go through an immense quick up level, which I did in LA, like there's life before that and life after that. And I knew that would happen. I knew it when I booked it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. And when that happens, everything after that gets rearranged and it appears like chaos. What it is just the unknown. It's just uncertainty, and you've got to allow creator, God, source, the universe, spirit, whatever you call the energy, the force of life running the show, allow your life to be rearranged. One of my mantras I use, especially for the dark moon, is I allow my life to be cleaned and rejoice in what remains. Let creator do the heavy lifting. It's going to be wildly disorienting. It's going to be wildly uncomfortable. And so I was noticing, I was like, my brain just feels a little bit quicker, a little bit more like just like frantic than usual. And I couldn't put my finger on it fully until I did digital detox. What happens in digital detox? I've done a digital detox, Sacred Saturday, every single day for every single week for 7 years now, where bare minimum 24 hours off technology. Okay. I was able to be in my own energy, hear my own thoughts, be in the rhythm of my own breath. And this is coming from someone who I've been doing a breathwork journey every single day for the past 30 plus days because I set a new challenge for myself. Um, I wasn't able to identify it until all of this distractions and the noise and the energetic interference of technology was not influencing me. If you want to receive the miracle of now, you've got to take command of your phone addiction. It's not, are you addicted? We're all addicted. It's how addicted are you? And do you have unfuckwithable systems and structures and habits in place that you do not break to protect yourself from the dark side of technology, the phone, the social media, the scroll? I was not able to identify this and truly receive the miracle of now. And like, I literally started like crying with joy. I was like, oh my God, Adrian, you didn't let yourself receive this fully. And so I just like looked in the mirror. I started laughing. I started smiling. And I started talking to myself. And I was like, I am so proud of you. You booked this luxury trip. Like, I cannot wait to be by the ocean. I cannot wait to drink coffee on that balcony. I cannot wait to go to this event, 2 full days immersion, like less than a month after the last one you got to do with your teacher. Like, holy shit, is this real life? Like, thank you so much, creator. And I just immediately went into gratitude and I immediately went into the visceral receiving in the 3D of like, oh my God, I feel this in my body. And I am receiving this fully. Receiving is a very feminine frequency. And I was very much in the over masculine. I was very much in the like figuring it out. Like, I was like, okay, April figured out. Well, now what about May? And of course, creator arranged it. It was all a big test for me. Literally, so many people messaging me like, are you going to this event in May? Are you going to this event in May? Are you going to be there? Are you going to be in Europe in June? Like, are you going to be in this place in Europe in June? Like, and I'm like, hold up. I'm going to receive this moment, the moment of now. And I just, every like thing that I was questioning or confused about just immediately went away. So, how does this apply to your life right now? And if you want to master a digital detox lifestyle, hire me. This is part of my zone of genius. This is part of the first quadrant, health, that we focus on. I'm enrolling one-on-one clients in April. You can work with me for 9 full months. I also have 2 week immersions and 1 month immersions available. You've got to have this on lock, or you will never receive the miracle of now because you will always be infiltrated and hijacked by technology. You won't be able to hear your own voice. You won't be present. You'll be somewhere else. You'll be in the metaverse. Okay, another thing, how to receive the miracle of now. What I realized was I was seeing overflow as overwhelm. I perceived overflow as overwhelm. This is what most people do, right? And I noticed myself, I was like, Adrienne, you're doing what most people do. Holy shit. And here's the other thing is like, it's not that serious. Like we can be in this state of levity and joy and play and notice our own patterns and not berate ourselves and be like, oh yeah, I just leveled up in the video game. So of course I'm going to have a test. And of course it's going to be a challenge that I don't recognize right away. Okay, great. I recognized it. I move on with joy. It doesn't need to take a long time. It doesn't need to be a big deal. Just move on. This is what most people do. They see overflow is like having way more than enough. It's an abundance, right? It's like excess. People think excess is bad. Excess is actually our natural state, having way more than enough, right? We're meant to have this every single day, all day. It's our divinity lived. I was seeing it as overwhelm, as like, oh my God, I got to do this and I got to do that and I got to do this and I got to do that and blah, 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 blah. And I was in my mind and not in my body. And I wasn't even able to receive, like, wow, I have the overflow to go on this adventure right now. I have the overflow to book this trip. I have the overflow to be in the room with my teacher way earlier than I planned. And I was seeing it as overwhelm. I'm like, well, okay, I can do this, but am I going to be able to do this? And I'm going to be able to do this. Blah, 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 blah. Again, just like totally leaving the now. Be here now. How to receive the miracle of now. When you take care of what you're given, you are given more to take care of. Are you a good steward of what you have literally right now? A lot of people want more, and we're supposed to want more. Like, we're supposed to want more literally our whole entire lives. And our desire and like building the vessel to receive more and channel more and give more is the highest expression of our divinity because there's a limitless of everything that creator wants to give you, me, all of us in every single moment. And so it's increasing our desire, increasing our bandwidth, increasing our skills to be able to receive and hold and share and reveal all of this light. If you aren't taking care of what you currently have, creator sees that and he's not going to trust you with more. Are you a good steward? I realized like, oh my God, I'm bobbling this blessing right now. I just created this. I have this miracle. I and I'm bobbling it. I'm not grateful. I'm focused on the next thing. And I was like, I'm gonna take so good care of this. Like, I'm just so excited. And I just immediately shifted into gratitude. And I started like just like researching like some cool shops that I might check out or where I might want to get like a morning latte and go drink it on my balcony and like just oh what are the beaches I want to go to and oh there's a private pool as well and just like really soaking in how I want to steward my time there and really just receive the full experience. And this is what is going to and has already activated what is going to open up in May, what is going to open up literally today, what's going to open up like the rest of my life. So, are you taking care of what you are given now? So, if we use the example of money, are you being a good steward of the money you have now? Every single person I know wants more money. Now, whether you admit that to yourself or not, there's so much conditioning around money, and it's something I love talking about because taboos exist to keep you disempowered, misinformed, and more easily manipulated by dark forces. Okay? So I love talking about money and I love helping you make more money to fund and bankroll your dream life, but also your contribution to the world. Like they're the exact same thing. So if you are not, if first of all, if you don't understand your money, if you're not looking at your money, if you're not stewarding your money in ways you're proud of, what you currently have, what you're currently responsible for right now, you will not be trusted to receive more. Are you bobbling it or are you stewarding it? And I'm taking care of it. Okay, how to receive the miracle of now. Trust the exhale. Another inhale is coming. And this comes from, a lot of my work is based in nervous system reset, and we do holotropic breathwork journeys. It's not Wim Hof, it's not yoga breathing. Everybody talks about breath work. No one is talking about what we do here. It's something totally different. And what happened in my example was I wasn't trusting the exhale. The difference between a hug and an embrace, by the way, I said this to someone at that event I was at in LA, and I didn't realize it was that impactful. That's, the power of just being so up close to what you do that you realize you forget like how epic it is, and you forget that it's not second nature or common sense to most people. I gave them a hug and I said, you know what the difference between a hug and an embrace is? It's the exhale. So most people hug real quick and they don't exhale. If you embrace, you exhale. And what is the exhale? It's relaxing, it's receiving. You're letting go because you know another inhale is coming. You're not wondering, like, oh, is there going to be more air for me to breathe? And I was in that frequency. I was not allowing myself to exhale into what I had given and invested in and created for myself in the now. And I was already on to, but what are the other inhales going to be in the future, right? So are you doing a quick hug with life, or are you allowing yourself to be embraced with life, with God's source energy, with creator, with spirit? Are you trusting the exhale? How to receive the miracle of now? It's being fully committed and completely unattached. And this is the difference between now and how. When you are fully committed, you're always in the now. It's like I'm making moves now, 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 now. Like every single thing in your life, I guarantee that you want that you have not yet created. It's because you are wondering how to do it instead of taking action now. Less thought, more action. Less thought, more action. Less thought, more action. How can you just take action now and then you're going to get information and you're going to go and you're going to go and you're going to go and you're going to go, right? And then you're completely unattached to the how. The how is actually none of your business. It's actually not your job. Your responsibility is the now. That's how you receive the miracle of now. Then you let the universe, source, destiny, the energy, creator to take care of the how. The how is not your job. And actually, when you step into trying and micromanage the how, that's when you fuck up the divine flow. So it's all about now. Fully committed, completely unattached. How to receive the miracle of now. It only happens through your body. Are you are you dissociated under the guise of spirituality, of achievement? Are you disassociated through your phone? Are you disassociated through food, through technology, through work, through toxic relationships, through anything. Disassociated means you literally are detached from your body. Your body is the house for your soul. The only way you fully receive the miracle of now is being in the miracle of now in your body, taking up full residence in your human body. How do you receive the miracle of now? You've got to get out of your brain and into the body. Your mind will lie to you. It'll spin you in loops and frantic patterns. You've got to get into the truth of your body. It's frantic thoughts versus the ancient alchemical swift knowing. And you can only access this when you're in your body, when you are not being infiltrated, hijacked by external forces, when you have mentorship, when you're doing nervous system reset to get out of your frantic brain and into your body. Like when you're celebrating, when you're grateful, when you're fully receiving what's available for you here right now, that previous versions of yourself literally prayed for. When you are grateful for this now moment, when you are receiving the miracle of now. What is a miracle? A miracle is something divine that cannot be explained by logic. And your life is meant to be a string of miracles again and 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 again. For more on this topic, I have a whole episode called The Logic of Magic. When you understand the mechanics of the universe, living a magical life becomes the most logical thing you'll ever do because this shit works. It never doesn't work. It's always working. It's always working. And the result you're seeing in your life is a result of the energetic mechanics that you have created and chosen, whether you realize it or not. A lot of it's based in your nervous system. So, this is today's episode, how to receive the miracle of now. I would love if this episode spoke to you. Share this with at least two people in your world you think could really benefit from this message right now. You think are looking for this message and you really feel are on the edge of greatness, just like you in this frequency of building a better world, of new earth elite, of high performance, spiritual mastery, the ancient codes, 100xing your soul mission, your divine assignment. Just share this episode with them. And if you resonate with the teachings of this podcast and you want to go deeper, I really invite you and call you forward into one-on-one Lux mentorship or the Greece Atlantis activation happening in June on the islands. This is where you go from information to lifelong implementation. This is the identity shift. This is where the real up levels begin. Listening to the podcast is not enough. It's a starting point, it's a doorway. It opens up your brain to what's possible. You've got to get in the training room. You've got to get in the trifecta of transformation with me: healing, knowledge, skill, especially if you're here to lead. And if you're listening to this episode, I know you know in the every in the quiet bones of your body, you are here for more. You are here to lead. You are here to create something new. You are here to live your soul purpose. You're here to make a radiant, positive ripple of impact on the globe that only you can make. It's going to happen inside New Earth Elite. There is no other space like this I've seen. I created this space because it didn't exist. I saw a lot of spaces of high performance. I saw a lot of spaces of spirituality. I didn't see a space that combined both in this new earth frequency. This is for you. It's not for everyone. It's for you. So, one-on-one mentorship, Greece Atlantis activation, you can also combine these. So what I do is I create bespoke transformations for my clients. So, for example, if you wanted to do like a 1 month immersion combined with the Greece retreat, That would be the most insane power move. Like a month of you and I locked arms together one on one, starting in April. So from April to May. And then you come to the islands in June, you will be unrecognizable. And here's the thing, if you're meant for this work, that will excite you. Most people are terrified by that. They're like, oh my God, it's going to be unrecognizable. And you probably do have fear. What you're looking for in investing in yourself and in mentorship and getting in the rooms is like the space that turns you on and scares you at the very same time. However, it's this kind of thing that scares you and like, holy shit, am I actually doing this? And it's like you're about to jump out of a plane and you're like super excited, right? That's the frequency you're looking for. It's the edge of greatness. If you feel that frequency here, I would love to work with you. I would love to serve you. I would love to welcome you into New Earth Elite. Go to the link to the in the show notes to apply for either of these. If you want to combine both, just note that on your application. It's super easy for us to do that. So, yeah, this is today's podcast, How to Receive the Miracle of Now. Now is the only thing we've ever got. So, there's so much available to us right now. This is the most exciting time to be alive. And New Earth Elite is where we pioneer truly a better world together. Go out there, be the change, be the light, be the real you, make a stranger smile, be the reason they believe in life again. Apply to join me in this movement if you feel the call, and I will see you next time on A Better World with Adrienne.